Looks like they clawed their way back in there, and all in all, it doesn't look like they had to dig very far, so it must have been plugged right there at the edge of the field. It's considerably more wet still in this corner where I was walking out there, where the tile line is still not working, but it wasn't sinking down. You can see just how saturated the ground is back here, and they were definitely on it. You can see the clay soil. This field's just real clay-like, and actually you can see here's the culprit. Tree roots and grass roots and whatnot in the tile. Let's see, they got her opened up. The tile line is right there, and looks like we had a collapse. They're just getting it. It's just, you know, I'm sure this thing was flowing pretty good when they first cracked it open, and it's, you know, I'm sure you can make the connection, but it's not worth the fight. So look at her draining here, and actually there's a shovel right there, but going down in a trench like this when the ground's this saturated is just asking to get hurt and buried. So you can see this is the one of the outlets here. That's that metal that we could see, and there's the other end of it, maybe 15, possibly 20 feet. And obviously that would have been nice to have that all the way, but what guys will do is we'll do non-perf tile, non-perforated, which is no slits, so it's harder for the plants to get in there. And you do the non-perf, you know, even just a little ways into the field, so that the tree roots, when they do, if they do reach out into the field, it won't, or it has a far less likelihood of it getting into the tile on you. We're not actually in the trench, we're just right here at the start of it. So I'm just gonna poke my head in here, and you can see the tree roots and whatnot that was down here. Tile's down at this level though, but you can just see that what can happen when there's trees around this field tile stuff, and plugs it right up. But got water flowing now. I like it. It's definitely slimy in there. Gotta have good boots. I was underwater, you can see, and my socks are still dry. Gotta love that. But this is gonna make a big difference. I was able to lean over and chip away at that little washout that was plugging up the tile there to help it drain, and just barely scraped away, and look at the amount of water that wants to come through. So that's good, but with how saturated the ground is and how much water and rain and everything, I'm sure we're bound to have another, you know, wash in, but that's all right. You know, it might not look like much, but it's just a little shovel's width. Really nothing was coming out of it. Again, it was completely blocked by the dirt, but all the water you get out of that is just that much easier to make the connection when they do come to make the connection, probably in a day or two. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow too, but Thursday might be nice. And make the connection, rebury it, and it'll be working swell. Because we're not running at full capacity because it's the dirt, you know, is restricting the depth of the full length of tile. But we'll see how it's doing here. We'll climb back up there. That area up there is where I had most of the restriction, but I really didn't do any digging right here, and it's just finding its way. And like I say, all the water that gets out of here is just that much better. Wow, it's been a crazy spring. A lot of farmers and people can't remember the last time it was this much water, snow, and everything in a spring. Crazy. The edge of the field is right about there. You know, you can see the tree roots are right at the edge. We do see some like grass roots and whatnot at the edge, and that's where that chunk of tile that I showed you that's plugged is over there. There's chunks of tile everywhere here. None of them seem to have roots in them, but I'm sure they were plugged. I wasn't here when they dug it up. This is great. Great to see water flowing. Wow. I had every intention of just taking a look at it and saying, look at this, look at that. But I got into it. Oh well. I still can't believe my boots and my socks are still dry. I like it, but if you remember back from the other video, or maybe you didn't see it, there's a splice that goes off over here, and then predominantly there's a main that pretty much runs straight to the backhoe. There's like 3 550-foot lengths that go along the road. There's another couple lengths that come back up through between these 2 hills. I'm gonna guess there's a good chunk of 4,000 or 5,000 feet of tile that drains to this point. And now it's draining. There's a little scratch path, but it's not the depth of the tile, so it'll still be able to push some water in and keep draining. And it's better than it not flowing at all, because it wasn't flowing at all when I first come down here, and at least they scratched a little bit. So if they leave it sit, it might catch up here. This is precisely why I carry wet wipes and hand cleaner in my truck. Should have had gloves, but like I said, thought I was just gonna look at it. And it's also why I'm thankful for WeatherTech floor mats. Whew. Well, that's that. Tile line's gonna get fixed. Boots are still dry. That is outstanding. Holy. Same evening, they're just gonna come back and make the connection, I guess. Muddy, muddy. Muddy, muddy. I guess this is non-perforated tile, but it's still got some grass roots, I guess, over time. This thing, the arm extends, that's kind of neat. Thing is wild. Holy mud. This guy is good on the backhoe. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you fill that pipe out with water right there. Thank you for bringing it.
All done and connected, and we had this connected to have it full so that it would sink to the bottom. We didn't have to fight it while we were burying it, but now there's some water caught in there and I can't quite work it out, and I'm afraid if I flip it one more time it'll go down into that dip there, so I'm gonna just tie a string on it and pull it out with the backhoe. It is so muddy down here. I'm surprised he's able to maneuver that thing. He is really good, but I'll just rough it up with the skid loader when it does dry out. Just kind of getting and trying to get some weight back on top of it here so it don't float when it gets emptier, or if water gets down in here. That'll do it. Water flowing, it's a wonderful thing. You almost can't tell that that's where one of the lines is that wasn't draining. You almost can't tell the field's muddy there. Almost, there he goes. A little muddy. But that's it. Thank God for WeatherTech. Take 2. Job well done. I'll clean this up a little bit with the skid loader when things dry out. But thanks for watching, and we'll be safe, and we'll check you guys later.